Yeah, good afternoon. We'll start anyway, let others join. I am audible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. So we'll go through the topic multi-stage graph. Okay. It is one of the example for dynamic programming. So as you all know, dynamic programming works on principle of optimality, where we go by taking sequence of decisions. We will reach the solution by taking sequence of decisions. So we have a graph here which is in stages. Okay, as I said, it is a multi-stage graph. So you have stages like the starting stage, and you will have the stage 1. If you consider this as stage 1, here we have stage 2, and here we have stage 3, okay, and then this is stage 4. So we can call this as stage 1, sorry, stage 2, stage 3, and this is our stage 4. First we'll consider this, next this sequence of decisions are made here, and then we reach this, and again we decide and we reach here. So it works on sequence of decisions. This is an example of multi-stage graph. So this is the graph, and we have the values associated with each edge. We have to find the shortest path to reach the destination. So this is our source and this is our destination. We have to find the shortest path to reach it in a multi-stage graph. So this is the weight, 6, 4. We have an edge here as well, 10, 3. This is 10, 7, 2, 1. Okay. This problem can be solved by using two approaches, that is backward and forward approach as well. Let's discuss the backward approach first, and then we'll move on to forward approach. Okay. So as the name specifies, the backward approach means we'll start from the sink and then move towards the source. Right. Okay. Let's start solving the problem. So this is an example for dynamic programming, where we move on by making sequence of decisions. We are starting with stage. Okay, we have the graph which is in the form of stages, and each stage will take the decision. This problem can be solved by using two approach, backward and forward, but we will take up the backward approach first, where we start from the sink here, or the terminating node. So what is the last vertex? The last vertex is T. T is our last vertex. Okay, let's see. To reach this, so backward, the distance between D, we'll take this stage now, stage 3. So here we have two nodes, D and E. Okay, and we note down the distance. Here again we have one more. Okay, distance from D to T is how much? See here, distance from D to T is 8. We'll note down that. We are considering the vertices which are there in stage 3. We have two vertices D and E, and we are finding the distance from sink to that. So D to T is 8, and again from E to T is 2, right? So among this, which is the shortest path? Therefore, the shortest path is E to T, right? See here, D to T we have A, E to T we have 2, which is the shortest path among this. By looking into these weight only we can tell 2. E to T is the shortest path. Okay, so we have done with stage 3. Now, we'll move on to stage 2. Finally, when we move to the source, we'll get the shortest path from source to C, that is from source to terminating node, S to T. Right. Stage 2. Okay. Now, how many nodes we have in stage 2? This is our stage 2, A, B and C, right? Now we have to find the distance from A to T, B to T and C to T. But it's not a single edge to directly write it down like in this way. We have one more set of vertices in between D and E. So we should consider the minimum distance. So let's do now. So what we have to find? We have to find the distance from A to T. Okay. Then we also have to find the distance between B to T and the distance between C to T. For this, we have to take the minimum distance, because you know that from A, if you will see, we have two paths, A to D as well as from A to E. Two paths. Among these, I should choose the minimum, isn't it? If it was only one, there wouldn't have been any problem. See here, if you will look at the graph in stage 3, we have only one path from D as well as from E. So we wrote down like this. If we have multiple paths from that particular source, then we have to select the minimum among it. So that is what we are doing in the stage 2. Minimum. See here, from A we also have a path to D and we also have a path to E. So among this, which is the minimum, we will select. So how to do it? Okay, so what is the distance between A to D? It is 3 plus this distance we know. A of distance of D to D you know. So that we will note down here. We write it in this way. Okay. Next, what is the path from A to E? It is 6 plus this distance we already know, E to T, it's already there, E to T. Among this we should select the minimum. So minimum of 3 plus what is D of, from D to T what is the distance? Take it from the previous stage, 8, 6 plus here D of E comma T we have it calculated in the previous stage, we will take this. So among this, which is the minimum value? 8. So what is the path to get this 8? This is the path. That is from A to E and then to T. So path is A to E and from then to T, isn't it? See, 6 plus E to T means E. It is reaching E. So from A we are going to E and then reaching T. So A, E, T is the path right now. Okay. So if we select this, this is the path. Now, in the same way we'll do it for the others. Minimum. Are you all able to follow it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now, okay. Now let's see what you will tell me now. Okay, I'll only explain. Later you can take one example and you will solve it. So minimum, what I should do now? From B I should check which are the paths available. I have B to D 4. I'll write down that 4 plus from D to T I know the distance. I'll use it. So D to T. And again from B there is a path to E as well. So that is 10. 10 plus E to T. Distance of E to T. Okay. So minimum 4 plus 8, comma 10 plus 2. So it is 12. Either of the path I can take. Either from B to D and then to the terminating node, or from B, E, T. Both cost the same thing. Right? Okay. Now, C to T. Minimum distance. From C, how many paths? Again 2 I have. C to E is 3 plus E to T, we already have a path. So we'll just first write down it in this way. E to T, and then this one directly, isn't it? So we can say C to T. Distance from C to T. There is no intermediate vertex here. So directly we should write C to D distance, C to T distance. So minimum 3 plus E of, okay, this one, E to T is 2, comma, C to T, C to T is 10. So what is the minimum distance? What's the minimum value? 5. Okay. And what about the path? Path will be the path is C E T, isn't it? This one, C E and then to T. C E T is the path, right? Now this is stage 2. Stage 2 is over now. Now I have to consider stage 1. Stage 1 is nothing but the distance from source to terminating node. So I should select, see how many paths I have here. If I will look into the graph, okay, from S I have to A, B and C. So I should consider from A, B and C. So minimum distance to A, the path is 1. Distance from A to T, then see here 2. S to B is 2 and path from B to T. S to C is 7 and path from C to T. Okay. So it is 2 plus distance from B to terminating node and 7, isn't it? 7 plus distance from C to T. If you will see this, we can have the minimum value 1 plus A to T is 8, 2 plus B to T is 12 and 7 plus C to T is 5. So which is the minimum path among this? Which is the minimum value? So this is nothing but minimum of 9, 14 and 12. So what is the minimum value? 9. So what is the path taken? From source to A and from A to E and then to T, isn't it? See here, if you will look here, so it will be minimum S to A, and if we will go to A, we will come to know A to E, E to T. So D to A and then to E, see here D to, the distance is from the source node to S to A and then from A to E, E to T. So it is 1 plus 6 plus 2, which is 9. That is the shortest path in the multi-stage graph. So what is the path? It is S to A to E to T. This is the shortest path with the cost 1, 6, 2 and it is 9. Right? Shortest path you all got to know now. Is it clear? It's a very simple
Yes,
problem.
ma'am.
Yeah, very simple problem. You have to work it in stages. This is a backward approach. Okay. So have you noted down this? You should solve it when I am solving. Have you all noted down
Yes,
or
ma'am.
okay, that's fine. Then let's move on to the forward approach. Then you can take one example for solving. Okay. Forward approach. We'll just move it. Sorry. So forward approach for the same graph. The graph we are not able to see. Okay, let me just try it out here itself. Let's try it over here, forward approach. Okay. So first, stage 1, we start from the vertex, starting vertex. So starting with the vertex, yes. So starting vertex is yes. And in stage 2, look here, in stage 2, let's note down the distance. Distance from source to A is how much? 1. Distance from source to B is 2, and distance from source to C is 7. Okay, the first stage, that's stage 2. Now moving on to stage 3. Oh, yeah, so we have to find distance from S to D, isn't it? S to D. Yes, we'll take the minimum distance, minimum of, so this distance 1 we will write, 1 plus distance from A to D, okay, then 2, isn't it? We can reach D through this path also, yes, to B and B to D also. So I'll write down that we have 2 plus 2 distance from B to D. Those are the two paths to reach this D, isn't it? So we have noted that. So let's find out the minimum distance. Minimum 1 plus, what's the distance between A to D? It is 3. And distance from B to D is 4. So what is the minimum value here? 4, isn't it? So what's the path here? According to this, it is from S to A and to D, isn't it? Yes, to A to D, because this is the one which gave you minimum value. Now, what is the other node which is in stage 3, E? So we have to find the distance from S to E, right? So to E, we have again 2, 1, 2, 3, we have 3 incoming edges for E. So we will have to check all those now. We have to select minimum value from all those, right? So to E, I can go through A also, I can go through B, and I can also go through C, all 3. So let's start with A first. 1 plus distance from A to E, right? Now from B, 2 plus distance from B to E. For C, 7 plus distance from C to E, right? So if we take the minimum value among this, it is 1 plus A to E is how much? 6. 2 plus B to E is how much? 10. 7 plus C to E is 3. So which is the minimum value among this? 7, 7, 12 and 10. So 7. So what is the path here? We got S to A, isn't it? A to E. That is the path whatever we have got here. Now, so we have done with 2 in stage 3. Moving on to stage 4, the last one. Okay, so stage 4. So from source to the destination, I should calculate the minimum value. So what are the different paths to reach this final T? So I already have this D of S comma D, isn't it? I have calculated this. Till here I have come, I'll use this only. D of S comma T. So D of S comma D plus D of D comma T. That is, up to here I have calculated. Now I'll add this to that. D of D comma T. Okay. Don't get confused. I'm just writing the already calculated value from S to D. I have it already here. I can use that. Plus this new distance I'm adding. Now, and what is the second? D of up to E. I already have the value, and distance from E to T. Plus distance from E to T. And S to C, isn't it? Here I have that also. S to C, because I don't have a node here. I have a node only till here. Directly from stage 2 it is connecting to stage 4. Here there is no intermediate node. So I'll take the distance from S to C and from C to T. So distance from S to C and distance from C to T. Okay. When I will substitute the values, we will have S to D, I know 4. Okay, 4 plus what is the distance here? Whatever we have, according to this, it is 8. Okay, this distance 8. Then S to E, I know it is 7. 7 plus 2, this value. Then S to C, I have 7 plus what is this value? 10. We will just check. C to T is 10. So what is the minimum value here? 12, 9 and 70. From which we can say that 9 is the value. What is the path? 9. To reach 9, we should just check S to. Yes, what is the path here? As you all know, it is nothing but S to A. So I should look in here. This one. Okay, this part. So if we will go there, here we'll get S to A to E and finally to T only we are coming. S to A to E. See this one. This is the one which gave you smaller value. So I'll go there and find out S to A and A to E. E to finally to T. So this is the for which we got the minimum value to reach from S to T in using forward approach, right? In stages, we will just identify and then we will go on adding. So every time we'll check if only one edge is there, then directly we take. Otherwise, we will have to select the minimum value among the edges which are going from one node to other node. Was it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is this notification in between? It's disturbing me a lot.